Yes, good evening, students. So, in today's class, okay, we will be having a discussion that is regarding the chapter number 4, the next remaining concept. Already we had finished with the 50% of the chapter number 4. Okay, that is already we had a look into the list, or operations, methods, all those things. Okay, now it is up to now to look into the what do you mean by the tuple. Okay, and then how the tuples are going to be declared, and how we can access the elements of the tuple, and what are all the different types of the operations that we can able to perform on the tuple. So all those things, okay, we will be looking into this today's class theoretically and as well as the practically. Okay, we will be having a look into this in this particular class. Okay, so here to begin with, okay, you need to understand what do you mean by the tuple. Okay, so here the name itself indicates here tuple. Okay, so probably you have heard this tuple, okay, in the database. Okay, so in the database the tuple is going to be specifying you the row. Okay, it will be specifying you the row. Okay, but the tuple in the Python programming language, what do you mean by that? Okay, so the tuple in the Python programming here, okay, that is it is a collection of elements. Okay, so here it is nothing but the collection of the elements which is ordered. Okay, that is very important thing, which is a collection of an elements, collection of an objects, okay, which is in the form of a ordered manner. And one more important feature about this the tuple here is that the elements of the tuple, okay, cannot be changed. Okay, that is unchangeable. Means what? A tuple is nothing but a immutable. Now the question arises here is that, sir, suppose if I want to change it, what I should do then? Suppose if I want to change it, means you need to convert a tuple into the list. Okay, because list already you know that it is a mutable. Okay, so that's what in order to do some of the changes to the elements of the tuple means, okay, so you need to convert a tuple into the list. Okay, now how we can able to specify the tuples? Okay, so the tuples are going to be written, okay, with the round brackets. Okay, they will be written with the help of the round bracket itself. See why I will be specifying you means, because for the list name and for the tuple name the syntax remains the same, but the only difference what you are seeing here is that in the list, okay, you will be using the square bracket, but whereas in the tuples you will be using that is the round brackets. Okay, so you can notice here that this tuple is nothing but the name of the tuple, and then here apple, banana, and then the cherry. Okay, so these are all the elements of this tuple. So when I will be printing, that is this tuple. Why I will be using this tuple itself means, because the tuple name here I have specified it as a this tuple. So this is what is the theoretical explanation of how we are going to declare the tuples. Okay, now we will be looking at practically. Okay, so practical implementation. Okay, we will be having a look into this particular concept. Okay, so here this is a very important thing. Okay, that is the practical implementation, okay, about this particular concept. Okay, so here now what I will be doing here is that means, so you can notice here I will be taking the example. Okay, that is ECA. Okay, it means that ECA is not nothing, it is not that England Cricket Association, it is ECA section. Okay, so in generally in terms of Python programming language, if I want to speak, yes, ECA is nothing but what is that, the name of the tuple. Okay, so here I will be specifying the round brackets. Okay, and then I will be taking the example of that is the 1 comma 2. Okay, and then I will be taking some more example, that is a. Okay, and then I will be specifying that is the even the b also. Okay, now, okay, so I have declared the you can notice here I have declared the what is that, the tuple here. ECA is nothing but the name of the tuple. Then I will be using the equal to operator. Okay, equal to. Okay, then I will be using the round brackets. Okay, so how we could be able to differentiate between the list and then the tuple means, it's only with the help of the what is that, the bracket. Okay, so here then when I will be printing, okay, you can notice here that, okay, that I will be printing, that is print. Okay, in bracket I will be specifying Now see here, purposefully I will specify here, that is the ECA, in terms of, that is the small letters. Okay, even though I have specified the capital letters as the name of the tuple, okay, but here I will be specifying it in terms of the small letters. Why means you should know what is the error that you will be getting. Okay, so you can notice here is that, okay, so you will be getting an error. So what type of error you will be getting? You will be getting here it as the name error. So it will clearly specify you. Okay, so here it will clearly specify you that yes, what type of error is that? It is the name error. Okay, so here it will clearly specify that the ECA, okay, that is the small letter is not yet being defined. That is what it will clearly gonna be specifying you. Okay, so here now if I want to implement it, okay, so if I want to execute this one, okay, so what I will be doing, okay, so here now if I want to execute this one, okay, so here if I want to execute this one, okay, you can notice here is that, that is what I will be doing means I will be taking here the print, okay, and then I will be specifying, that is the capital letters I will be taking. Okay, so here you can notice that here I will be taking the capital letters ECB, I will be specifying. Okay, and then when I will be, okay, now here you can notice here, that is one more mistake purposefully I did. What I did, ECB I have specified instead of specifying, that is what is that, ECA. Okay, so now here see, if I could able to specify correctly means, so then you will be getting the output as it is. Okay, so why I have not got when I have specified ECA small letter means, because I have specified capital letter the tuple name. Okay, and then I have specified ECB to print, but that is not the, what is that, the tuple name that I have specified, right? So when I will be clearly specifying that is the ECA in the capital letters means, okay, so you can clearly notice, okay, so you can clearly notice in this particular example that yes, you will be getting the output that 1 2 A and then the B. So this is how we are going to create a tuple. Okay, and so you have clearly understood how to create a tuple now. What is the syntax here? Tuple name equal to then the list of the elements. Okay, so this is what is the practical implementation, okay, about the, that is the creation of the tuples. Okay, now we will be having a look into this. What are all the different types of the data types that we can able to specify in the tuple? Okay, so here in the tuple, okay, we can specify the different kinds of the data types. Okay, we can able to specify the string, we can able to specify the int, we can able to specify the boolean data types also. Okay, so in the tuple one, okay, in the tuple one, you can clearly notice here that, that is here in this the tuple one, okay, I have specified all the elements belonging to the string data type. Okay, so whereas in the tuple 2, okay, whereas in the tuple 2 I have specified all the elements belonging to the integer data type. Okay, whereas in the tuple 3, okay, here I have specified all the elements belonging to what, the boolean. Boolean indicates what, either a true or a false. Okay, suppose here if I could able to specify the all the different kinds of the data types in the one single line or in one single statement means, yes, I can do that. So here tuple 1, okay, equal to what is that here, ABC comma 34 comma true comma 40 and comma, that is what is this, male. Okay, so here this particular example will clearly demonstrate you that yes, we can use the different kinds of the data types in a tuple. Okay, so here now, so this is what is the theoretical explanation, right? Okay, so now we will be clearly looking into this. Okay, that is one more important thing. Okay, I will be able to specify before going into the practical implementation. So what is the data type of a tuple? How I should know what type of an elements is going to be present in the tuple? Okay, so for that you will be using the type here, type, and then here what is this here, the you will be specifying the name of the tuple. So here the name of the tuple I have specified it as a my tuple. So here type, okay, and then in bracket you will be specifying it as a my tuple. So what will be the output? So the output that you will be getting it as, what is that? The class tuple. Okay, now we will practically implement this one here. Okay, so now we will be practically implementing this particular concept. Okay, so here now, okay, what type of elements is going to be present in the list ECA? Okay, so now we will be able to retrieve it. Okay, so here already you know that I have printed the ECA here, then I got that 1 2 A and the B. Okay, so here I will be using, that is the, here I will be using the print statement. Okay, so here print, and then I will be specifying here the type. Okay, and then here I will be specifying, that is the ECA here. Okay, so when I will be specifying here, that is the ECA section. Okay, so here you can notice clearly in the output here is that, okay, that you will be getting the output at, yes, what type of a data that is going to be present in that particular that is the ECA tuple, means you will be clearly getting the output here. You can clearly notice here that class tuple. Okay, so here class tuple is what is the output that you got. Okay, so here this is very very important thing. Okay, so what is this you got here? You got the output as, that is the class tuple you got. Okay, now see here now one more important thing what I will be doing here is that, means, so instead of using here, okay, so here instead of using here the square round bracket, okay, so what I will be doing here means I will be using the square bracket. Okay, so you can notice here what are all the changes that I'm going to do it in the program. Okay, so here I have used the square bracket, and then what I will be doing means, okay, and then I will be taking here print type ECA now. Okay, so then what it will be specifying, you can clearly notice here that, okay, so what you are noticing here is that, so before when I specified type, okay, ECA means, then at that time you got the output as, that is the class tuple. Okay, so when I have used this the square bracket, okay, the same elements are present and the same name is also being there, but only difference what I did here is that, okay, so what is the difference that I did here? I have specified it is in the round bracket, but here I have specified it in the square bracket. So if I could able to specify the elements in the square bracket, means then it will tell you that it's the list. Okay, it will show you the output as the list. Suppose if you could able to specify the elements in the round bracket, means then it will be showing you the, what is that, that is the tuple. Okay, now we will be looking now, okay, into this the theoretical concept now. Okay, so here now you clearly understood, okay, what is the data type of the tuple also you understood, and how we can able to specify the different types of the data types also you understood. Okay, now how we can access the elements of the tuples. Okay, so that is also the one of the most important concept. Okay, so how we can able to access the elements of the tuples. Okay, so we can access the elements of the tuple, okay, only with the help of the, what is that, the index number. Okay, so this index number, it has to be specified within the what? It has to be specified within the square bracket. Okay, so the index number will be specified within the square bracket. You can notice here in this particular example here that I have taken the tuple name as this tuple here, and then I have specified that is the apple, banana, and then the cherry. These are all the elements. Then I will be using this tuple of 1 because I want to know, okay, I want to access the element, okay, which is going to be present in the index number 1. Okay, so if I want to access the element or the item which is going to be present at the index number 1, okay, so how I can do that? Okay, so how I can do that means here print then this tuple of 1. Okay, so what is this tuple is nothing but the tuple name. Okay, and then here I will be using, okay, that is here the, in the square bracket I will be specifying what is that, the index number. So I will be getting the output as, that is the banana here. Okay, so what you need to remember here is that always the index number begins with the word that the 0. Okay, so now you clearly understood the theoretical explanation. Okay, now we will straight away move into this, that is the practical implementation. Okay, how we can able to access the elements. Okay, now see here in the ECEA I have specified 1, 2, A and B. Okay, suppose if I want to access, okay, that is the A. If I want to access, since you all are the students who belonging to the A section, okay, so I want to access the A element which is going to be present in the ECEA. I want to get the output as a A. So how I should do that? Okay, so how I should get that? Okay, so how you will be getting that output means, okay, so you can clearly notice that here. Okay, so here I will be specifying it as a ECEA, and then here in bracket. Okay, so in bracket I will be specifying the index number. Okay, and then I will be closing the bracket. Okay, so here you can notice here the output here. Okay, so you can clearly notice the output. Okay, so here what is the output that we got? Yes, the output what we got here is A. It means that I am accessing the element, right? I am accessing the element A, which is going to be present in the tuple, that is the ECA. Okay, so how I am able to access that, the element which is going to be present in the tuple? Yes, I could able to access the element which is going to be present in the tuple, okay, only with the help of what is that? The index number. So here I have specified the index number as a 2. Okay, so here in this index number 2, what is present? A is present, so that's why you got the output as that is the A. Now I will ask you the question. Okay, suppose here if I will ask you, if I want to get the output as a 2. Okay, so what changes I need to do it in the programming part? Okay, so what changes that you need to do it in the programming part here is that, okay, so here you need to specify, okay, the index number. Okay, so here if I could able to get the output as that is the 1 itself. Okay, so then what I will be doing here, I will be giving the index number as the 0. Okay, so if I am giving the index number as the 0 means, okay, so you can clearly notice here that yes, you will be getting the output as that is the 1 itself. Okay, so here you can notice here, that is here we got the output as that is the 1 itself. Okay, so why we got the output as a 1 itself? Because I'm accessing the elements, okay, which are going to be present in the ECA tuple with the help of the index number, that is the 0. Okay, so in the 0, because the first element in the ECA is what? 1. Okay, and what is the index number of that? 0. So that's why here whenever I will be specifying ECA in bracket 0, then I will be getting the output as that is the 1. Okay, so this is how, okay, we will be able to access the elements, okay, with the help of the index number. So that's what we call it as a accessing the tuple items. Okay, now we will be having a look into that. Okay, what do you mean by the negative indexing? So can we able to use the negative indexing also? That is what is the important thing what you need to understand. Okay, because most of the times, okay, we will be using the positive indexing only. Okay, so why means, because we all are a positive frame of a mind, guys. Okay, so that's why we will always be using that is the positive indexing. But you should know that even we can also use that is the negative indexing. Okay, so here with the help of this negative indexing, okay, so how we can able to specify the negative indexing? Okay, so here negative indexing, okay, here -1, it refers to the last item. Okay, then the -2 refers to the, what is that? The second last item. Suppose see here, if I want to access the element that is the cherry, which is the last element which is going to be present in this tuple. Okay, so what I need to specify the index number means I need to specify the index number as that is the -1, because the last element, okay, it corresponds to the index number, that is the -1. Okay, so banana corresponds to the, what is that? The index number -2. Okay, apple corresponds to the index number, that is the -3. Okay, so I will be getting this output as that is the cherry. Okay, whenever I will be specifying the negative index number -1. So this is what is the theoretically you saw it. Okay, now we will be practically implementing, okay, this particular concept now. Okay, so here now what I will be doing here is that means, so just I will be specifying here. Okay, so here instead of this 0, okay, I will be specifying here it as a -1. Okay, now you can able to see the difference here in the output. Okay, so which is the last element that is going to be present. Okay, so which is the last element that is going to be present here in this the given list. You can notice here the B is the last element, right? Okay, so whenever I will be accessing that with the negative index number, that is the ECA -1. Okay, so I will be getting the output as that is the B here. Okay, so B is what is that? The last element which is going to be present in the ECA. Okay, so ECA is nothing but what is that? The tuple name. Okay, so here if I want to retrieve, that is the element that is the 1. If I want to get the output as a 1 means, so here what I need to do here. Okay, so what I need to do here is that means, okay, so I need to specify here it as -4. Okay, so if I could able to specify it as a -4, okay, then you can clearly notice it here in this particular example. The output you can notice here is that yes, we got the output as that is the 1 here. Okay, it means that we can able to access the elements of the tuple, that is the ECEA. Okay, with the help of what? Either the positive indexing also we can able to access the element, or with the help of the negative indexing also we could able to access the element. Okay, so in most of the times, okay, while writing any of the programming part, okay, so will always prefer for the positive indexing. Why means, because we all are a positive guys, we will be in a positive frame of mind, so that's why we will always be having a preference towards the what is that, the positive indexing. Okay, so this is what is the okay, so this is what is the practical implementation, okay, about this that is the how to access the elements. Okay, we're using the index numbers. Okay, so here now what we will be having a discussion means, okay, so here we will be having a discussion that is regarding the negative indexing is also already being over. Okay, then now next we will be having a discussion that is the range of indexes. Okay, so what do you mean by the range? Okay, so what do you mean by the range of indices? Okay, so we can able to specify the range of indices. Okay, how we can able to specify the range of indices means by specifying the starting index number and then the end of the index number. Okay, so how we can able to specify means, okay, so here you can straight away move towards this one here, that is 2:5. Okay, so here this tuple is nothing but the tuple name. Okay, 2 is nothing but the starting of the index number, and then 5 is the end index number. So which are all the elements that are going to be accessed here? So the element which is going to be present in the index number 2 will be given as an output, 3 also as an output, 4 also as an output, but the fifth element, okay, fifth index number element, okay, will not be displayed as an output. Okay, so that is what is the thing you need to understand. It means that the fifth index number is going to be excluded. Okay, only the index number element 2, only the index number element 3, only the index number element 4 is going to be given as an output. Okay, you can clearly notice here that apple is having an index number 0, banana is having an index number 1, okay, cherry is having an index number 2, orange is having an index number 3, kiwi is having an index number 4, melon is having an index number 5. Because see here, this is not going to be given as an output here. When I will be able to specify 2:5, it means that the element which is going to be present in the fifth index number will be excluded only up to fifth. Means what? 2, 3, 4 will be printed. That's what you got the output as, that is the cherry, orange, and then the kiwi. Okay, so here now so this is what is the theoretical explanation, right? Okay, so now straight away we'll move towards the practical implementation about this particular concept now. Okay, so what I will be doing here is that means, okay, so I will be specifying the now the index range of indices here. Okay, you can notice here that I will be specifying the range of indices. That is, I will be specifying here that is 1 colon. Okay, I will be specifying here that is the colon here. Okay, and then I will be specifying it as a 3 here. Okay, so you can notice here is that in the ECEA, okay, that is the tuple list here. Okay, in the ECEA tuple list, 1, 2, A and B are present. Okay, but since I was used here the range of indices, right, like 1:3. Okay, it means that the element which is going to be present in the index number 1, what is that? The 2 will be printed, and then here A will also be printed. Okay, and then B will not be printed because I used here the last index number, that is the 3. It means that the 3 index number element will be excluded. Okay, so when you see the output, okay, so now when you see the output of this particular program, okay, so when you see the output of this particular program, so you can clearly notice that, okay, so you can clearly notice in this particular example that yes, 2 comma A, okay, will be given as an output. Okay, so here why not 1 comma B means because I have not specified the index number from the 0. Okay, so if you could able to specify the index number from the 0, okay, then obviously the 0, obviously the 1 will be included, 1 to A will be included. Okay, so here one more I want to show you that yes, I want to include all the elements starting from the 0 itself. So I want to include all the elements from the same element from the ECEA. All it should be displayed. So you should use it with the help of the index number and all means yes, we can do that. Okay, so how we can do that means, so you can notice here that is what I will be doing here means I will be here just changing 0. Okay, and then here the colon. Okay, I will be specifying it. Okay, and then when I will be printing, so you can notice here. Okay, so what I did here, 0 colon I have specified. It means that 0 is what is the index number element. Okay, it means that the 1 will be printed. Okay, and then I have not specified the end index number at all. So since I have not specified here the end index number, okay, so all the elements, okay, starting from the index number 0 is going to be printed. It means that 1 will be printed, 2 will be printed, A will be printed, and then the B is going to be printed. So even though, okay, you have not specified that is the starting index number and then the end index number. Okay, here in this particular example, I have specified the starting index number, end index number I have not specified. Okay, so what will happen if I could able to not specify? Okay, if I not specify any of the index number, okay, so that is also you can notice here. Okay, you can notice here the same output you will be getting here. Okay, so the elements which are going to be present in the tuple, okay, the same element is going to be printed. So this is what is this practically we are going to implement it, this particular the tuple concept. Okay, so here now you clearly understood, okay, that is how we are going to declare the tuples, okay, and then how we are going to use the different types of the data types in the tuples, and how we are going to access the elements from the tuples and all. Okay, so here now, okay, in the next class, okay, what we will be having a discussion means, okay, so here we will be having a discussion regarding the what do you mean by, okay, so how to remove an element from the tuple. Okay, we are going to have a discussion. Is it possible to remove an element from the tuple? First question, that what I want to ask. Okay, whether if it is able to remove an element from the tuple, then how we can able to remove it from the tuple and all. So that is what is the concept which we are going to learn it in the next class. Okay, so here in the next class we will be having a discussion whether we can able to remove an element from the tuple. Okay, suppose if I want to remove banana from this particular tuple, whether I could be able to do that, or whether I need to do some of the changes that I need to convert the tuple into the list and all. So all those concepts, okay, we will be having a discussion in the next class. Okay, So in the next class, we are going to have a discussion regarding all those